This is a reimagined version of the Screwtape letters by C.S. Lewis, including the struggles of the modern-day man. Section 1. The conversion phase. Modern version. He's starting to think. Stop him before it becomes real. My dear Wormwood, I have reviewed your report, and I must say, you are dangerously close to making a critical mistake. You seem concerned. Tell me what is happening with your patient. He's been thinking more than usual. Not just scrolling, not just reacting. Actually thinking about life, about purpose, even about God. Thinking you allowed him to think I didn't mean to. It just happened. He was alone. No music, no videos, no notifications, just silence. And he started questioning things. That is the problem. You allowed silence. You allowed stillness. You gave him the one condition. Where the enemy is most effective, I thought the real danger was belief. No. Belief is only dangerous once it becomes real. Thinking is where it begins. And if you do not stop it here, it will progress. Slowly, quietly, until it becomes something much harder to break. So what should I do? You must interrupt it, immediately and consistently. You must never allow him to sit in that state again. Because when a man is still, when his mind is not occupied, not stimulated, not distracted, he begins to see clearly. And clarity is what we must avoid at all costs. So I should distract him, not should you must. And the tools are already in his hands. You do not need to invent anything. Simply use what he already depends on. His phone, his apps, his endless stream of content. He already checks it a lot. Not enough. You need it to become automatic, reflexive. The moment he feels even a hint of stillness, he should reach for it, without thinking, like breathing, like habit. So he never gets back to that quiet place. Exactly. Because that quiet place is where questions form, and questions lead to truth, if followed long enough. But what if the thought has already started? He's already asking things like, what is the purpose of all this? What happens after life? Then you must make those thoughts feel unimportant, distant, abstract. Turn them into background noise. How give him something more immediate, something urgent, a message, a notification, a trending video, something emotional, something that pulls his attention outward. Because the modern man cannot resist urgency. He will always choose what feels immediate over what is actually important. So I replace deep questions with quick distractions. Precisely. And do it often enough. And he will stop returning to those questions entirely. Not because they were answered, but because they were forgotten. He also tries to research things, sometimes. Watches videos about meaning, faith, philosophy. That is acceptable, in moderation, as long as it remains intellectual. What do you mean? Keep it in his head. Never let it reach his life. Let him analyze, debate, consume ideas, but never act on them, never personalize them. Because a man can entertain truth all day, as long as he never applies it. It remains harmless. So I let him think about it, but not feel it. Better, let him feel smart about it. Let him feel like he understands it, without actually changing anything. Because intellectual pride is one of our most reliable tools. A man who believes he gets it often stops seeking it. So he becomes confident without being transformed exactly. And confidence without transformation is the perfect illusion. What about the people around him? Do they matter at this stage? More than you realize. Surround him with voices that normalize distraction. Friends who are always on their phones. Conversations that never go deep. A culture that moves quickly. Laughs at seriousness. Avoids stillness. Because if no one around him is thinking deeply, he will feel no reason to either. So it all reinforces itself. Yes, his environment, his habits, his devices, all working together to keep him at the surface. And if he stays there, then he never crosses the line from thinking to believing. So the goal isn't to attack him. No, that would be too obvious, too risky. The goal is to keep him distracted long enough that nothing ever becomes real. Even if he gets close. Especially if he gets close. Because the moment before belief is the most dangerous moment of all. It is when everything must be intensified. More content, more noise, more stimulation, until the thought disappears. And he just goes back to normal. He calls it normal. We call it success. So I don't stop him with force. You stop him with familiarity, comfort, routine, convenience. Because a man rarely questions what feels normal. And if I do this right, he will never realize how close he was. Exactly. And that is how most of them are lost. Not through rebellion, not through rejection, but through distraction. Right before the truth becomes real.